Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Chatting with Zim, where you'll be chatting with this guy. How's everyone doing today? Well, hopefully everybody had a great week. First off, a lot of things been going on in the news. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, my friend. Today, welcome to episode 21, guys. Holy crap! Welcome everybody. Josh Queen, Bruce 13, Marcus Holes, Con Artist Graphics Design, Esqueletos, Dr. Don't Split. Come on, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, rest in peace, Kobe. That's crazy. Right now, we are waiting for Othell Flowers. You can find him on here at Othell. Been showing off some of his work this whole week, man. Hopefully, you guys had the privilege to go ahead and check him out. Like and subscribe. Othell1 for you guys that don't know. Pretty cool guy. I've been talking to him for a couple of his streams. He'll be drawing. Great artist. Yeah, he's a freaking man. So this is episode 21. This is awesome. The big 21. I feel all grown up now. As we wait for Othell to get on, he's a sketch artist. He does cards for Upper Deck and Marvel. He also has prints and t-shirts available. You could find the link right there in his bio, and there he is, the man of the hour, ABH Creations. How you doing, brother? Thank you for joining the stream, guys. There he is. Let's see if we can beam him up into the mothership. Yeah, for all you guys, thank you guys for joining. I take it the Super Bowl. Holy crap! Just a little update for all you fans out there. 10 of 10 right now as we stand. That's crazy.
Hey, what's up?
There he is. Othell, how you doing, man of the hour?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, man. It's finally good to see the face behind the hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Sorry it took so long. I was fooling around my dogs and stuff.
No, man. No apologies needed here, brother. Just having you on. Thanks again for everything.
Oh yeah, no problem. I didn't realize today was the Super Bowl until
Yeah, me. About a week or two ago, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, well, at least I only have one.
Yeah. Because you do multiple, don't you?
Yeah, once in a while I do. So however many I could fit in, you know what I mean? That's usually the name of the game here.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, you a sports fan, man, or what?
Not really.
Not yes.
Yeah.
Neither am I, man.
Yeah. So it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I used to play like football and stuff in school, and do a little bit of sports, but I just never kept up with it yeah.
Nah, for me it was I forget that, man. I had other better things to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Eventually, once I get into high school, it was weight training from there, but that's besides the point. So once again, thank you for being here, man. This is episode 21 of Chatting with Zim.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, man. Othell Flowers. Othell, that's your real name?
That is my real name, yes.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Great stuff. What does it mean?
What is it? I don't know. My dad picked it. It's have you ever heard of Othello? It's a Shakespeare play.
I can't say I have. I'd be lying to you if I said yes.
Well, it's
Shakespeare play.
Yeah, it's a Shakespeare. It comes from Shakespeare, basically. So,
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. So, I've chatted with you before. You do some amazing artwork. Pretty awesome stuff you have here, man.
Oh, thank you.
It's like I mainly tell a lot of artists, sometimes I wish Instagram had a like all button. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. And save a lot of time.
Oh, definitely save a lot of time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I first saw you a couple weeks ago. You were rocking that Sabretooth sketch card. So I think that's.
Yeah. I was I think I was doing sketch cards. Josh Josh.
Yeah.
He was calling out like different characters to draw. So because sometimes when I get on and I start drawing, I don't know what to draw. I don't have a direction, so I just say like, hey, who you guys want me to draw or whatever. So and then hopefully somebody comes up with something. Hopefully somebody's watching.
Yeah, yeah.
That's always the thing. Because I don't really have like a schedule or anything. I just kind of whenever I get the chance, I just pop in.
Cool. I get it. Man. I love seeing it. I love seeing you guys draw and you guys do your thing. You especially, man. So keep it up, dude. Great content.
Yeah, no problem.
I try to send as many people your way. Check you out. Throughout
No,
the
thank you. I appreciate that.
Cool. Well, I guess let's get 21 started. You know what I mean?
Okay.
First, man, always interesting, man. Everyone has a story. So where does yours begin as far as your art goes, man?
Well, I guess I've been drawn like most people. I've been drawn for since I was a little kid. First started out with like Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, and then it moved on to like X-Men. It basically followed like whatever cartoons I was watching at the time.
Oh, heck yeah, man. 80s, baby?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 83. So.
Cool, there you go. 85.
Yeah.
So we're there.
Yeah. So I just I like drawing and I just kept going and then eventually like I had kids and then I kind of stopped for like 10 years.
Oh, man, nice.
Yeah.
Nice little hiatus.
Yeah. And then I picked back up about 5 or 6 years ago. And then I was like, at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to really learn how to draw. Like, I'm going to start studying, like, for real and try to pursue, like, doing something eventually full time. Because throughout those 10 years, I was, doing like a day job, like a regular job and learning a trade or whatever. And, I like it and it's a decent job and, live comfortably and all. It's not like the dream or, not the passion.
Dude, I feel you, man. Right there with you, dude. So I think, just keep grinding, dude. That's all I could say. And, one day at a time, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely been, on an upward motion. Like it's built slowly. So like for the first couple of years, like when I was like retraining myself, I just, really just draw every day, learn. And then I finally started, getting tables at conventions, like small shows that are local to the area. And it just went from there. And then, it seemed like people liked what I was doing. And, I was making a little bit of money here and there. So,
cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you touched a little bit right now and saying, that's you grew up with like Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Spider-Man, the Fox.
Fox Kids.
The Fox Kids, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Give or take around what age were you, man, when you like literally first did, or at least from what you could remember, your first drawing?
I think the first one that I remember was probably drawing the Shredder.
Okay.
And it was like during lunch at elementary school. That's the one I can remember. And then, it hit a phase where I was doing like, like lettering and stuff, in like middle school, like trying to like tagging in your notebooks or whatever, some stupid stuff like that. It's cool.
I got you.
I was terrible at it. I never was very good. So
I mean, like I tell people, you got to start from the basics.
Yeah.
Block letters is key, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. What's funny is like I was at a convention last week and a guy commissioned me to do two lettering things in his sketchbook because he has a sketchbook that he has characters that he has other artists draw or whatever. And he's like, "Do you do letters?" And I was like, "Not really, but I'll try." and it turned out all right.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Always try to challenge yourself, right?
Yeah. Well, you never know what you're gonna people are going to ask you to draw when you go to shows or for commissions. I mean, I get like weird, obscure characters. I had this one guy ask me to draw this character from an old like comic. It was called Hot Stuff, and it was basically like a baby devil.
Okay.
And it was it was, I mean, it was fun. It was like what was it? Do you know what Little Lulu is? Have you ever heard of the?
I heard the name.
And like cat, he looks like Casper, but he's like like a little devil.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it was funny. It was cool. It was just obscure, like.
you got to learn the character and everything, man.
Well, yeah, and when you're at a show, it's you got to draw it right there and give it to the person before the end of the day or whatever. So it's like you just learning stuff on the fly. Just look it up on my phone real quick. Okay, it kind of looks like this. All right, and then I draw it as fast as I can. And try to make it look decent. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I definitely know what you mean. So can you say you were self-taught, or did you eventually take some schooling or classes, like in middle school, or?
Never really took classes like in school. I would say I'm primarily self-taught, but like nowadays, trying to get to that to a higher level where I can be more professional and I can sell my stuff for more money. I have invested some money in like
And yourself.
mentorships and stuff. Yeah, and I've taken figure drawing classes here and there. Which is very important. Actually like drawing, and there's like a model in front of you, and so like I said, first learned by myself, and then it got to a point where it kind of my learning kind of slowed down and it stopped, and I realized if I want to get to that next level, I gotta put a little money into it, and basically like you said, invest in yourself.
Oh, definitely.
So,
No, and I mean, it definitely shows. Your portraits are amazing, dude. So
yeah,
that's
yeah, they're getting better, and I owe that to my mentor. Like I'm doing a mentorship right now with a guy, and he's uh, like you should. So basically, I started the mentorship right after October, and so if you go back in my Instagram and you look at like what I was doing, like portrait wise, from there to now, it's like
night
a
and
big
day.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I know exactly. I see it. And this is all digital stuff that you've been doing on your portrait work?
For the most part, the last couple of days, my mentor Chris, he's been telling me to draw some more traditional stuff for my portfolio. So like I drew like a Joker piece
Hmm.
the other day, and I've been doing that in pencil and stuff like that. So, which you know what, it is nice. I find doing like the paintings and portraits in digital, it can be easier because it's easy. You can undo stuff real easy and move things around. It's a little bit faster. But the traditional stuff, when you're finished, you have a piece that you could potentially sell, because people
Absolutely.
like original art. Prints are cool, but when you can always sell like a piece that's original to somebody for a lot more, because it's the one and only. So
Yeah. What was the hardest transition that for you from going from traditional to digital?
just I would say when I first started trying to do digital, um, it was a little bit of a learning curve, because like I started out with a tablet, so where you're looking at the screen and you're drawing down here, but you're looking at the screen. You're not looking at what you're drawing. So that was a little bit weird, because there was like a disconnect between my brain and my hand. But once I got past that, then everything's got a little bit easier. But like going between like now in digital, I find myself trying to undo stuff like when I'm drawing traditionally. It's
Oh,
weird. Like I draw something and I'm like, and on the iPad, on the app I use Procreate, like you double tap and it'll undo. Like I'm like, today I was penciling something and then I start tapping a paper and I was like,
oh,
oh,
dude.
what am I doing?
Oh, dude. No,
So,
you know what? It's funny. I had an incident happen to me about a week ago. I was looking at my screen at work, and I'm
hmm
looking at it, and all of a sudden, I was like, I can't see it. So I literally grabbed the screen and just kind of like zoom out. I'm like, holy crap, this is just a regular monitor,
yeah,
It's
not
not
a
a,
touch screen. Yeah,
yeah, dude. So,
yeah. Oh, we've been conditioned
oh,
to,
yeah, dude.
to touch things now.
Oh, man. Dude, it's Skynet, dude. They're taking over.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Cool, man. What is so between digital and traditional? What do you prefer?
You know what? I like them both. I mean, I would say they both have their pluses and their minuses. Um, I guess if I was to say which I prefer right now, I would say digital, just because of the speed it allows, and just it's one less step I have to take. Because if I do something traditionally, then I got to scan it in a computer, make some corrections, like to get it to a place where I can work on it in the computer. Because pretty much no matter what I do, it's going to go through Photoshop anyway.
Okay.
If I'm, going to make a print of it or doing a commission, something is getting done digitally. So, I don't know. I mean, like right now, I stepping back into like doing, like traditional like pencils and stuff. I'm starting to really like get the hang of it again, and it's exciting when you start to see results that I wasn't getting before. So I guess long story short, digital.
Cool.
But yeah, you got to bounce between both. It's just what it is.
Definitely. Well, I mean, glad you said that. That was going to be my follow-up question. It's like, I mean, do you recommend it for traditional artists to at least try and eventually well, not eventually, but at least try it out, that digital work?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely recommend at least trying it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, there's so many pluses to it. Just being able to edit things and move things around, and I can understand, and why people would be a little bit apprehensive about it. Because if you open up like Photoshop or some program and there's all these different options, it can be overwhelming. I would say just like try to take it like one task at a time. So you want to get whatever you're going to draw and figure out, okay, I want to color today. So just focus on that, and then if you don't know how to do it, you look up some videos on YouTube. I mean, if you have a question about it, someone has already answered it like somewhere,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
oh yeah.
So just take it like one step at a time, and but it's just a tool, and the more tools that you're able to use, the more you know options you have in your toolbox. You know what I mean? Like so, um, not everything that you're gonna do makes sense to do a digital, you know,
Yeah,
and not everything you're gonna do makes sense to do a traditional. It just depends on what you're doing. So.
cool. Who are your influences, man? Our favorite artist, professional or not? Well, I guess
Uh,
favorite artist in general.
okay. Yeah, I have a ton. Like, uh, just I guess my
Top,
favorite
yeah, top three.
top three: Alex Toth, um, who is he's gone now, but he was like a an artist back in like the 60s. He designed like a lot of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, like Space Ghost,
Oh, okay, yeah,
Johnny
yeah.
Quest. I just like that kind of simple aesthetic. He also did a lot of comic book stuff. You know, a lot of people know about him. Like he's an artist, like, but there's a lot of people that don't. He was an amazing draftsman. Like he, you know, the way he spotted blacks and everything, and just he drew just what you needed to know, to move the story forward or whatever. Just the right amount of information. So he'd be one. I would say Frank Frazetta, which is he's a painter. Lots of people know he did a bunch of Conan covers and stuff back in like the 70s and stuff. And then right now, I mean Kim Jung-gi.
Oh yeah,
You know,
he's amazing, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got a sketch from him when he came, because he came to Chicago a couple years ago. He came to Wizard World, and I was like,
Awesome.
all right. I wasn't gonna go, but then I saw he was gonna come there, and he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he comes to Chicago a lot. You know, he's either New York or Los Angeles or whatever. So I better go, or I'm never gonna get another chance. So
Yeah.
I'm about his sketchbooks. His sketchbooks are awesome. They're like super thick, and it's probably the most I ever spent on a book. You know, 'cause with the sketch and everything, it's like over $100.
Yeah.
So, but it was worth it. It was
No, definitely.
awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, he's a beast, man. I follow him as well. So
Yeah.
the
No.
first time I saw him, I was like, holy crap, this guy killed it. You know.
Yep.
Cool. Favorite character to draw.
Favorite character to draw. Let's see. I guess it would be. I don't know. I guess I draw a lot of Jason, like Friday the 13th stuff. Yeah, I would say that.
What's your go-to? You know.
I guess you know what I don't know. I like I said, like when I go on streams, I'm like, hey, who do you guys want me to draw? You know, because
Yeah.
I'm getting into the mode where I don't, it doesn't really matter anymore to me, like that kind of thing. I don't have like I always draw this character, whatever. I draw what's needed at the time. So, but I think I draw a lot more horror stuff when I can, you know, and yeah, I'm sure if you scroll through that and Godzilla, I guess I draw a lot of Godzilla stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. That actually that leads me. That's actually one of my favorite pieces. That what is this? The G-Fuss poster that you did or whatever with Godzilla, Ultraman, King Kong.
Oh yeah.
The Dragon Zord. You know.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's killer piece right there, dude.
Yeah, that was fun.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, that was fun. It was getting close to that con, and I was asking my sons like, what should I draw? And then they just started calling people out, and I was like, all right, yes, no, you know, and just thinking like whatever giant monsters you can think of. And we put that together. So yeah, that was very fun, and everything just like clicked. And that was a combination of traditional and digital.
Okay.
So I think I sketched it digitally and then printed it out, and I inked it traditionally. So
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And that's a great way to work too. Like if you still like traditional and you want to do your pieces traditional, just do your layouts digitally, because then it's like super quick, because you can resize things, move things, try different things out, and you're not having to erase or anything. It just gives you a lot of options, and then print it out and ink it. Because that's what what I'll do is I'll print it out in blue, like a light blue color,
Okay.
so that after I ink it, you can scan it back in the computer, and then in Photoshop you can get rid of all the blue, so you only see your ink lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cool little method.
Cool, cool. When you're not drawing, dude, what are you doing?
I'm drawing. Yeah, I tell you what, like I even if I'm like sitting on the couch and watching TV, I have my iPad in my hand and I'm drawing. Um, I guess I run or work out or but that's about it. Or spend time with my kids and stuff. But pretty much that's my passion. That's my love, and you know, it, I have a goal in mind to go full time,
Okay.
and the only way I'm gonna get there is if I give everything I can, and um, that's what I do, and I like it. Like I don't know about you, but like when I start drawing, I'll be drawing and I'll look up and like an hour's gone by
Oh yeah.
like that, and it's like what happened,
Yeah.
and it feels good,
No, definitely not a waste, man. It's happened today, man. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I've been drawing all day. I look up and it's showtime already. So it's awesome.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
good, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Uh, well, you know what? I think let's go ahead and go into a little segment we call Josh's Tools.
Okay.
I don't know if I talked to you about this.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, well, it's a nice little surprise segment here.
Okay.
So Josh's Tools, man. We named it after our friend, our good friend Josh Queen, CRL. Guys, go check
Yeah.
him out. So let's start with traditional first, man. If you have anything on hand, or what type of pencils you like, type of inks do you use, anything you recommend?
Yeah, sure. I usually it usually works better for me like when people ask me like specifically like what kind of ink or what kind of uh pencil do you have or recommend or whatever. But so I use so many different things. It's just whatever I'm grabbing at the time, but
Is there
probably
like a favorite pencil that you like using or working with? Over the rest.
uh okay, so my right now this is my favorite pencil.
There you go.
So it's
Nice.
just a Stettler like drafting pencil. So you can get this at like yeah, there you go. You know what it is. You got it. That, and then let's see if I got what brush pens I got. This this brush pen. This is from I got this at Michael's. It's a Kuretake. I think it's a Fude. I can't remember what the name is. This is Japanese or something, but this is an awesome brush pen. It's nice because the ink flows, not too fast but not too slow, so you can get a lot of control out of it. I can pull really like small lines and or really fat lines with it. So this is a really nice one. And it's only like it's disposable, so you use it until it runs out and you toss it. But it's relatively cheap. It's about I think $6 or $8. Yeah.
Definitely.
Um,
Colors, man. What do you use for colors and markers?
I use Prismacolors,
There you go.
and that's about it. Traditionally, I usually if I'm coloring something, I prefer to color it in the computer.
Okay.
It just gives me so many different options, and I'm just not. I haven't taken the time to really learn how to color like with marker or whatever.
Okay.
So I guess if I was to say traditional, I like watercolor, like that kind of stuff.
Mm.
It's just a little bit. I don't color a lot of things traditionally. Like I did a bunch of sketch cards for Upper Deck with watercolor, um, and that was really fun. It just takes a long time, like mixing all the stuff. And
Josh Green says it's he's all like, "Damn you, Othell." It's a Bimoji brush pen.
Oh, there you go, Bimoji. Yep, there it is.
There you go. He's on it, man.
Thank you. Thanks, Josh.
Cool. What type of did he mention what type of watercolors you were working with?
Winsor Newton
Okay.
is the ones that that I like the most. I can grab it and
No,
show you.
you don't have to. We get
Okay.
it, man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little like travel kit. So it has like I think it has like 10 colors in it, 10 little blocks, and it has like a little brush that breaks down. So it's easy, like I can take it with me to like shows or whatever.
Yeah.
And it flips open. It's almost like a makeup it looks like a makeup kit, and on one half it has the colors, and on the other side it has the wells so you can mix stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It has its little color palette. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I seen those. Those are actually pretty cool. Yeah, I took a little stop at Michael's earlier today.
Oh yeah.
So just so you guys know, I picked up it's called Recollections Signature Special. It's a white marker.
Okay.
You know, it was $2-3, I think. You know, I did a 40% off. When you guys go to Hobby Lobby, whatever, make sure you guys use the coupons. It'll save you a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
And slowly build up your little collection there.
What I do is I have my son, my wife, and they'll pay for things separately with different coupons on their phone.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
if I'm buying a lot of stuff, like Michael's or whatever, they always have those coupons, So
that's how you do it, man.
yep.
Now, Othell, what about your digital work, man? What type of device are you working on?
So iPad Pro, the newest one, and the Apple Pencil 2. And then the program that I like to use on the iPad is Procreate.
Okay.
Which is really it's probably, to me, it's the best drawing software on the iPad. I've tried like Sketchbook and a couple other ones on the iPad, and Procreate is just the most intuitive for me. So, yeah.
Cool, man. Good stuff. Woo. Man, sorry about that. I had a burp.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I don't always take breaks, but when I do, I make sure it's a Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Hope you're getting paid for that.
Nah, I'm not, man. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
Free Coca-Cola for you all year. 1 year supply.
There you go.
For all my guests. There you go. Cool, man. So let's take this back to your art life, man. How do you keep yourself challenged?
Just trying different things, whether it's, getting different assignments from, online. So like just about now, every month there's like different like art challenges, so like the biggest one has been Inktober for me, drawing 31 days, an ink drawing every day. So trying to push myself to make sure I draw something in ink every, for all those days, and just trying to do something nice or whatever. So that challenges me, because it gives you a lot of, it's a little bit of pressure behind it. Yeah, so that, and then just assignments from like my mentor or whatever. So that's really it. I mean, yeah, unless I like I do like to set goals for myself. Like, so I'll have like a yearly goal and then a monthly goal of things that I want to do or accomplish.
Okay.
So, like this month was to create some assets for like a possible coloring book, that's why I was drawing a bunch of those, I was drawing a bunch of zombie heads and stuff like that. I was thinking about putting together some type of, Halloween kind of coloring book or activity book. So,
You know what? I I've seen a lot. I've seen some artists do the whole Inktober, take whatever they did for that month and then turn it into a little book. So that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Maybe a
no,
little coloring book that'll be dope.
yeah, no, exactly. You gotta make stuff for yourself so that I mean, not what I mean is things that you can sell. When I'm drawing, I'm thinking about, okay, is this something that I can sell? Because it's I like drawing and everything, but in the end, I do want to make it a business. So I guess I'm always I guess if you were asking me like if what are things that I do to challenge myself, I challenge myself to make money
Hey,
at art. So
well said. Spoken like a true artist.
yeah,
Uh, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Marvel
Hey,
for sure.
you know what? And just because you said that, I'm gonna follow Josh's advice, and I'm gonna call up Marvel and stop bullshitting and get you a job there.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think if I was ever to work for like a comic book company, it'd probably be on the, I would want to just do like covers or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've done like a couple pages here or there sequentially, but that is hard. That's hard work. That's really hard work. It's a lot of thought and a lot. You got to be able to draw all kinds of different things, and it's very time consuming. I have a project that's lined up for me to do. Like it's an indie comic. It's a few pages in it, in this anthology book that I'm looking forward to. We'll see how that goes. But I usually don't do more than like 6 pages
Cool.
of like actual sequential art.
I get you, man. And I mean, I agree with you. If I could do any cover art, be a cover artist, I definitely take that opportunity. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
the cake. I'm not gonna say it's the cake work, but that's what gets people to pick up the books. You know what I mean? Like you look at it, you see a cool cover, and it grabs you, and that you may not have been reading that series or whatever, but like a good cover like will pull you into something.
yeah.
So
Uh, if you had a superpower, man, what would it be?
speed.
Oh, speed.
Yeah, speed kills. You know,
No, that's
my
tough.
one of my coaches he used to say strength thrills, but speed kills. So you could be like as strong as you want, but if you can't catch, somebody, you
Yeah,
lost. So
crazy. I like it. Speed. It's usually one
yeah.
of my top five answers right there so far.
Oh, really?
So
Well,
it's
then
either.
I'd be able to draw faster too. So
Oh, there you go, man.
yeah,
Damn it. Could you imagine that? You know what I'm saying?
I'd get a lot more done. You
Ooh.
know,
Dude,
that's. Oh,
I never
sorry. Go ahead.
even no, I never even considered like that, It's like, always just running. I always go back to the Flash, so
Oh yeah. Well, like I tell you what, like the worst thing is like getting an assignment or a commission or something that I'm not that into or
mhm.
whatever. Or it's just like uh, not something basically not something I want to draw. And if I could just get through it real quick and get on the other end, I'd be happy because it seems like as soon as I get those assignments, everything just like slows way down.
Yeah.
So
I I feel you, dude. I'm on the same boat. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I get you. 110%, man. You know what? We're starting to reach maybe like the last 20 minutes of the
Okay.
show. Um, let's get this new little segment I came up with not too long ago. I call it the tip jar. So, is there any tips that you could give just new artists in general, either new to drawing or just new to Instagram. You know what I mean?
Uh, so new to drawing, the first thing is you got to draw every day. Like, uh, like I'll get people that'll send message to me, and they'll ask the same thing, like for a tip or whatever. And that's the number one thing I always tell everybody, because if you're not drawing every day, um, you can't expect to get better at it, you know. So that's number one. Um, number two, I would say, is, try to draw from life and try to learn. I saw the most growth in myself is when I started to practice more academically. So, like, doing figure drawing, studying like actual real life, because once you know what it looks like in real life, it's easy to start to simplify things. So
Okay.
even if you're like you know, your style is more leaning towards cartoony, most of those really cool, like, cartoonists that you like, or your favorite artists, know how to draw for, like,
Yeah.
realistically, you know. Um, and then just knowing how to do that helps them in, simplifying and drawing their own characters. They know, like, what to exaggerate and you know, what looks good and what doesn't. So, you know, study, well, I guess I would say study everything, yeah, and take what you want from, take the things you like and leave the things you don't, you
Okay.
know. So, like, I like fine artists. I like, like cartoonists, like, the guy who draws Garfield or Calvin and Hobbes or whatever, like
Yeah.
people like that, Norman Rockwell or J.C. Landecker. I study all types of artists, and you know, I I just threw out like a ton of sketchbooks. Like, I think I had like, I don't know, like 30 or 40 sketchbooks that I just filled up with, like, uh, hundreds of thousands of like crappy, like, little studies of other artists. And like I said, I just take what I want and leave what I don't,
Wow.
so.
How about so we you talked about doing shows, you know what I mean, like cons. Is there any tips for people who want to get into doing a con?
Yeah, sure. Well, I would say first, I would recommend starting at a smaller show first. One, because they're usually not that much to pay to get a table to begin with. Because, like, your Wizard Worlds, or C2E2, or those bigger shows, I mean, tables are a couple $100s. And if you're not, if you don't have enough stuff to sell or anything like that, you're just gonna be wasting your money. You're gonna lose money. With the smaller shows, I think the first show that was local to my area was only like $30 or $40 for a table. So, you sell like three or four prints, and you already made your money back, and then the rest is, goes right in the pocket. So, I I would say start small, um, you know, and then also try to get maybe like 5 to 10 pieces
Okay.
that you can make into prints. Um, my first show, I printed them out. I bought a printer and I printed them out on a printer, just like 8x10s. Nothing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
super big. I started small and just ran off maybe 5 or 10 copies of the art that I thought was good, or something that someone would want to buy. And then also, any original art that I had, I put it in a portfolio, and um, would bring that, put that on the table at the shows, and that's how I made a lot of money. You know,
Okay.
it's not the prints that makes uh, that I make a lot of money on. It's the original art. Because people love having that original piece like in their hand, and you know, so you should be saving all your art that you're drawing, put it in a folder somewhere, a portfolio or something, because you never know. Like, I've had pieces that sat in my portfolio for like, a couple of years, and then the right person comes along and, they dump like $100 on it.
Yeah.
It's looking that art is looking for the right person, to find a home. So yeah, just start like it's so start slow, build yourself up, and each show you're going to get better and better. Make sure you're talking to people at the shows, like the people that are right next to you. Ask them what they do. And you could even start by going to shows and just like looking at how people set their tables up.
Yeah.
Just be always pulling in that knowledge.
Cool, man. Well, amazing advice, Othell. Thank you very much, man.
Oh, no
That's
problem.
pretty cool shit, man. This isn't a family show either, so we could swear as much as we want, man.
All right.
You said you had 2 kids, right? Or a couple of kids?
I have 3.
3.
Yeah, 3
Wow.
boys.
3 boys. Wow. Ages?
Yeah. 12, 9, and 7.
Which one's your favorite?
You
You have to
yeah,
answer.
it depends. It depends on what how they're acting, I guess. They're all good boys, so, but yeah.
Any of them showing signs after dad?
They all like drawing. It comes and it goes. They got all these different things that pull them in different directions. So,
Okay.
but they try.
None of them have. It's like, oh man, that's really good.
Um, my youngest is probably the most naturally talented. Like,
Okay.
like from a young age, she's just been able to draw like more advanced stuff, because you can tell like when you're looking at an artist, like if they're how their mind works, because when you first start out drawing, everything's like really flat. It's like a symbol of what they're drawing. So like an eye is like a football shape, and it just looks very flat. It's not rounded. They're not thinking about form. He naturally was already kind of thinking about that stuff.
Nice.
But my oldest son, although he puts in a lot of practice, so he's been gradually getting better. So there's the guys that are naturally talented, and then they but never work hard. And then there's the guys that do work hard, and then they surpass the naturally talented guys just because they're of how hard they work.
Yeah, the hard work perseveres. So there you go, guys. Hard work does pay off, and that definitely keep drawing, guys. So
yeah, no, it does for me. I mean, like I like I say, I save sketchbooks, and that's also a good thing to do. Save your sketchbooks and your old art, because if you think you suck now or something like that, go and look at what you drew like 2 or 3 months ago or a couple of years ago, and see how bad that looks. Now, if you look at it and you say, oh, that's pretty good, you probably haven't got better. But 9 times out of 10, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, oh my God, like this is awful, because you've grown. That's how you can tell that you've had growth or you've gotten better, is that your eye is trained, and it can see like, okay, I made a mistake here, here, and here. I know better now, or whatever.
Or as Instagram artists like to call it, leveling up.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly. Like, just look at my Instagram, like the first couple of posts. Like, if you go back like 2,000 posts, that's I don't post everything I draw, but like way back at the beginning, it was rough. Like like you look from where I'm at, where I was then, and now it's it's just constant grind.
Cool. So last 10 minutes of the show, at this time, let's open it up to anybody, the viewers, see if they have any questions. I know you know the kid earlier. He said, "What are your thoughts on street graffiti, street art?"
I have a lot of respect for the guys that can do that. You know, just just to be able to go out with like some spray paint or whatever and make like some amazing like intricate like lettering pieces and stuff like that. Like I'm always amazed. That's probably my favorite. That's probably the only reason I would like to get stuck at the train tracks is just to
Ah,
see all the graffiti go by, you know,
hell yeah.
and just be like, wow, man, that's cool. Or seeing it like in some weird place, like how the hell did they get up there or whatever, you know? So, but yeah, no,
uh,
I have a lot of respect for guys that do that. You know, it's cool.
yeah, it's definitely awesome, man. And like you, dude, I one of the best things, you know, I see a lot of people when it's time for the train to come, you know, they turn around. I'm over here with my camera, you know, my phone. I'm like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
yeah, hell yeah. Um, if I were to hop in your car, turn on the radio, what would I hear?
it'd be a podcast. I listen to a
Oh,
lot of I don't really listen to the radio. Like I'll listen to music when I'm drawing at home or whatever. But typically, if I'm in the car, I'm listening to podcasts. Right now, I listen to Last Podcast on the Left. It's like a kind of true crime podcast and comedy. They're just joking around, but and I listen to some art podcasts and stuff. I like to listen to Art Mentors. Is that what it's called?
it,
No, it's
it's
Proco's podcast.
Pro Coast,
Proco. He's a
Proco.
yeah. What was that called? I think it's Art Mentors.
Well, I listened to
No.
one called Draftsman.
There it is. That's what it is, Draftsman. Why am I thinking Art Mentors?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Draftsman. That's the one I listen
Okay.
to.
It's
Yeah.
awesome, right?
Yeah, no, I really like it. Proco is an awesome artist. The one of the hosts on there. He does a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, the anatomy videos and stuff like that. He comes from a fine art background,
Yeah, yeah.
so um, yeah, it's very insightful.
Yeah, very, very insightful. I recommend Draftsman, guys. If you guys are artists, if you guys like podcasts, listen to Draftsman. Shout out. Josh Queen says, you love the song I'm a Material Girl Living in a Material World.
I do.
Ask you.
No, I was when I go on my streams, I'll just put on something on you know whatever Spotify, and that came up, and all of a sudden I was like, what the hell am I listening to? I changed it, but I like Madonna. She's fine. No,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I don't knock on Madonna, man. I like that. What is it called? It's from Guardians of the Galaxy. Come Get Your Love.
Oh yeah,
So that one, you know, whenever I feel down, I always listen to that song, and it always picks me up, man. No matter
picks
what
you
mood
up.
I'm in. Always, always,
Sure.
always, without a doubt, dude. I think that's the name of it. Come Get Your Love.
Yeah, I think it's by Redbone. I think that's the name of the band.
Yeah, I think so. Cool, man. 7 minutes to go, brother. Is there anything you might have want to talk about that I might have missed or overlooked? Um,
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah. Does anybody have any questions or whatever? You know what? Um, what's your favorite thing to draw, Zim?
um, like what character?
Yeah, or thing, or it doesn't have to be a character. It can be, you know,
So,
what do you like to draw?
I like to draw a bunch of comic stuff, primarily stuff from the 90s, early 90s. Those are like the old school designs. So I like to draw a lot of that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men, Spider-Man is my favorite character. That's probably my go-to guy when I draw.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, and that's pretty much it. I hate doing portraits. I hate doing animals. I could
Yeah.
do them. I could do them, but I hate doing them. You know, I don't. It's like you. It's one
Okay.
of them commissions where it's like, oh, let me just get this over with. Blah, 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 blah. There you go. You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, that would be my favorite thing.
So you like the Jim Lee's X-Men and stuff?
Oh, definitely, man. Big fan.
Yeah.
Talking about Jim Lee's X-Men, do you collect any figures or comic books?
I used to have a big comic book collection, which I sold when I moved. I do pick up books every now and again. Figure wise, I just finished my basement, and now I have an office, so I'm starting to uh, build up stuff. Um, so
That's
slowly
cool.
but surely, I'm ask I basically I'm asking my wife if she wants to get me anything to buy me like a statue or whatever, like a
Hell yeah.
sideshow piece or whatever. But um, yeah, no, that's
Uh, let's see. Hopefully, I don't butcher the name. Creasy Jolly says, "Can you show anything that you're working on?"
uh yeah, yeah. Give let's see. So I uh let me think. Trying to think if I have anything out. I guess I got this. This little portrait.
Oh snaps!
So I
Yes,
just
yes.
doing like a study or whatever.
There you go. It's
So
Tony Stark.
yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And then I got the that Joker piece I did the other day, which I can show. Uh,
And
I,
just last question as far as commissions goes. While you're doing that,
sure.
I know a lot of artists when they sell commissions, we all have
Oh
that
no,
same
I pulled it
question.
up.
How do I price this?
Oh, how do you price it? Well, that's a good question. Like when I first started, I priced stuff way lower than I probably should have, and I think that's naturally what most people do. But you gotta, your time is worth money. So now, like if I pull out, if I'm selling like original art, I kind of take into consideration like how much time I spent on it. So really, you gotta think. Okay, did this take 2 hours to draw? How much do I want to get paid an hour? You know. So if you got a piece and you sell it for $50 and it took you 2 hours to draw, you got paid $25 an hour. So you got to break it down like that, because if you sell a piece that took you, uh, you know, whatever, uh,
A
10
couple
hours to
weeks.
draw,
Yeah.
yeah, or whatever, and you only charging like $10, you're only getting what, like $5 or $2 an hour. You know what I mean? You got to think of it like that.
Cool.
Um,
That's sound
so
advice. No, that's cool, man. Last 2 minutes. Last question, really quick. Let's see. It says, Merinem 214. Is there such thing as a weird request?
yeah, of course there is. I mean, like I tell people I don't draw anything racist, and I don't draw like really like
Lewd or pornographic?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll draw naked women and stuff like that, or naked people. That doesn't bother me. Just no one like no like really like hardcore pornography or whatever. I
Cool.
try not to draw. It's not that I wouldn't draw it. It's just that it's just not something I want to you know do all the time.
Definitely. Cool. Well, I mean, at this time, man, last minute or few seconds of the show. Thank you very much, Othell, man. It's been a pleasure, dude, talking to you, man.
Oh, no problem. It was good talking to you too. I hope whoever watches this or whatever gets a little bit out of it. Sometimes I feel like I start rambling on, and
No,
you know,
that's good, man. That's good. Thanks again for joining the show. You episode 21, chatting with Zim. Othell Flowers, guys. Guys, make sure you guys go follow at Othell1, Othell1. There's, links for apparel, copies on his bio here on Instagram. Can we find you anywhere else really quick, Othell?
Just Facebook.